Gonna be a hell of an episode.
Verdict, count one. Court file number 27 CR 2012646. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count one, unintentional second-degree murder while committing a felony, find the defendant guilty. The verdict agreed to this 20th day of April 2021 at 1:44 p.m. Signed, juror foreperson, juror number 19. Same caption, verdict count 2. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 2, third-degree murder, perpetrating an eminently dangerous act, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April 2021 at 1:45 p.m. Same caption, verdict count 3. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 3, second-degree manslaughter, culpable negligence creating an unreasonable risk, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April 2021 at 1:45 p.m. Jury foreperson, juror number 19. We did it! He's convicted. I honestly can't believe it. I was pretty ready to go on here and start humbugging about the terrible judicial situation we have in this country. But Minnesota, the jurors, the prosecution, they fucking did it.
We did it! We did it! We did it! Yeah!
I'm honestly impressed. I didn't expect it. I, of course, as I'm doing a terrible job of introducing him.
Hi, how are you?
I am joined by my co-host, Rob. This is Another Week With. It is 420. It is Derek Chauvin trials day. He has not been sentenced yet, but the verdicts are in and he is guilty on all 3 counts. Rob, how's it going?
Oh, it's going great. It's a hell of a day. Like you said, I think you summed it up pretty well with that one intense intro. I did not see that coming. You told me you had an intense intro. That intro was more intense than I thought it was going to be. And I was shocked that you went the whole distance on top of that. you went for it. Well done. Well done. I like it. I'm doing great. What I watched, I think most, if not all of us, watched. I never watched CNN, but I watched CNN to see the verdict, and they keep stringing you along, jerking you around, like they do there. Any moment now for 30-something minutes. But it happened, and it was quick, right? They deliberated for 10 hours.
Long time.
Short time. I feel like sometimes those drag on for days.
That's a good point, yes.
I would say overall, as a rather expedient process for a case of this magnitude, which just goes to show it was pretty cut and dry, right? Which is good, because I feel like it could have gone either way. When it's something so quick, I don't know shit about this, but I feel like it could go either way. It's something so quick, but it just made too much sense.
I was concerned early on. I saw an article that CNN, the aforementioned CNN, posted. There was a lot of businesses getting ready by boarding up their windows and things like that. And that was a cue that some people were concerned that there was going to be an innocent verdict reached. And I read fully into that, and I'm glad to have been wrong on that one, because
boarding up the businesses, just a sound idea. Play it safe, As soon as they said the verdict is in, you had from when they announced it to when it was read at least 2 hours. Start boarding up. If I'm working in an office, I'm going home. Everybody play it safe and do all that. Hope for the best.
Get the fuck out of there. Yeah, just in case.
Yes, and I listened again for those 30 minutes while we were waiting for it. They were talking about pretty much what I just said. It could go either way based on the quickness. Essentially, you never know, yada, yada. Or people saying he'll be guilty of some charges, maybe not all, whatever. So it was a clean sweep. It was pretty refreshing to hear.
Yeah.
Right? So
Absolutely.
what time of day was that for you?
Right at 4 o'clock, just about. Just after 4 o'clock, this news all came out for me. Had it on the TV, watching it. I mean, I was surprised. I honestly did not expect, especially all of them.
Right. It wasn't 4 o'clock for you though. You're full of shit.
You're right.
It was,
It was
5 o'clock here.
Yeah, it was definitely 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. Jeez.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I was
420.
I was looking at
420, everybody. Happy 420 to us all.
Happy 420 to us all. Should have had a bong sound effect ready to go there. But yeah, it was shocking in a good way. I really was kind of expecting the worst here, and I was expecting a lot of people to be really upset. The social media has been really positive on this. Obviously, one thing trending earlier was Rotten Hell. And that's really my overall opinion of Derek Chauvin. I hope he's put away for the rest of his life. This is one of those ones where I'll say I'm against the death penalty in most cases because it's really hard to prove without like 100% certainty when something happens, a murder. This one's on fucking video, so
Yeah.
I don't want him to get killed because I want him to rot in there and have to deal with all the other inmates and just live a fucking terrible rest of his life because he deserves it. I mean, for 9 minutes, in case you forgot, 9 minutes, he laid on this guy's neck with a lot of force, enough to kill him. And it was not warranted at the time. It would never be warranted, especially considering the very minor acts that George Floyd committed. So I'm really happy that there's justice for George Floyd.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. He'll be dead. One day he'll be dead, and he'll deal with that. I guess depending on your beliefs, whatever happens afterwards, he'll suffer through all that. So for the time being, he'll suffer plenty while he's alive. So let's just string him along,
Yeah.
Now, and like you said, it's obvious. It's on video. I was just thinking about this when I was riding after seeing that. I'm obviously shocked to maybe some of you. I hope not. I am not a lawyer, right? But if you told me the details of this case, said, hey, this cop killed a guy. I said, oh, wow. What did he do? Well, he kneeled on this guy's neck for over 9 minutes. Oh, shit. So what? Me not knowing rules, regulations, policies, right? Just asking about it. Try to, at face value, figure it out. First question. Is that protocol? Is that typical protocol? No, it is not. Is it even close? No, it is not. Okay. Did this guy do anything like to warrant being treated that way? Was he actively violent and aggressive? No, he was not. Okay. And last question, did he have any other past complaints or behaviors or violent nature, anything like that? Yes, he did. Okay. So clear as day, he's fucking guilty. That's murder. It's just that easy, when you boil it down. So fucking it's done and it's justified.
And like you said earlier, I mean, relatively quick 10-hour deliberation, bada bing, bada boom, get in, get out. It's good. It's great. Obviously, I read some tweets from NBA, NFL, MLB players, all very pro. Social media is very happy. There hopefully won't be dangerous riots now or peaceful protests because they're not needed. And this is a great day for America.
Peaceful protests are still fine. There's still plenty of other injustices going on, so you can still protest and gather.
Not
peaceful,
about
again,
this
peaceful.
per se. Yes, always
Just
peaceful.
Keep the momentum going would be the theme there, right?
Yeah.
Here's something I thought about while you were doing your intro. Juror number 19. We should make juror number 19 t-shirts. Someone should make juror number 19 t-shirts, That would be, people would buy those.
They certainly would.
Like a baseball shirt jersey, like a jersey, juror number 19, juror up top. It's a great idea.
Yeah, like state of Minnesota on the front or whatever.
Yeah, state of Minnesota.
14.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Whatever level of court that was, that's the front.
That is a really good idea.
The back. Fuck, dude, that's brilliant.
That is really
good.
We
should make those.
Yeah, we should. I don't think it'll be too hard to figure out. We'll put that in the notes here. Try and figure out some juror number 19 t-shirts. I'm writing it down right now.
I gotta say here, I'm just on a roll. I'm kind of on fire with these ideas right now. I spitballed an idea to a guy I was working with today. We were out in the middle of nowhere, and I have an idea. I'm not even going to say it yet because I'm so passionate about it. But he was so impressed, this guy. He said, legitimately, he will give me money to do it. So
Wow.
that makes me feel good. Yeah, he said, I will literally invest in that idea. And it's a simple one. It just solves a common minor problem. It's an inconvenience, and I have an easy fix for it. And I already got one taker. So I'm on fire right now. I don't know what else I'm going to think of.
Is it a normal inconvenience, or is it something just in your line of work?
It's construction related. It's
okay.
construction related.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, there's obviously the construction industry is massive, and I'm sure whatever this is that you're not willing to tell us because you're scared of not having a patent.
I'm scared of copyrights. We got the t-shirt out there. I feel like the idea, clearly we have it here. We have proof that we did it, you know?
Oh yeah. If anyone does it, we got it first. I mean,
plus that, the timeline's so quick, you know, we need to be quick on the shirts.
Oh yeah. We'll just release that. I'll right after this, we'll just release that quote out there. So that way, boom, it's ours. If you make money off of it, clearly that money has to go to us. That's it.
We want a piece of the action.
Yeah. So I don't have too much more to say on Derek Chauvin right now. I mean, obviously we're going to be waiting for sentencing, see where that goes. I don't know, 50, 60 years, something like that. I mean, that'll take him pretty clean through the end of his life because I think he's in like his 40s, late 30s.
Lord only knows what's going to happen to this guy in prison. I mean, is he going to be? Good. He's got to be solitary for you'd think an extended period of time.
Oh yeah,
just
yeah. I mean, any cop that goes to jail, that's already a big red flag for the other jailees.
But the most infamous cop of at least a generation. Yeah. This guy's going to be in the history, but every character that's been involved in this story is going to be in the history books, you know?
Big time.
So he is public enemy number one there.
Yeah. So not all is good in America lately. It's we've still got shootings going on. Wisconsin, Indianapolis, Texas, all had shootings this last week. And what I think is probably the worst
today, New York City today.
Every day, Jesus Christ, just mass shootings left and right. We still can't figure out this assault rifle thing. It's shocking.
But it's not all assault rifles, though, is it? It's still just guns, man. Guns, and I don't know. You're going to get into it, I think, here. But the first one that you have here is Kenosha. I don't even know about this one. And that's the same. What happened? That was where that fucking weirdo shot people.
Yeah, wasn't that during the protests?
Yeah, the kid that shot people with an assault rifle.
Yeah.
I feel like these places, because we saw the police thing in Minneapolis and another police thing in Minneapolis, you know, it just kind of like breeds itself, you know, this violence, you know, because I guess naturally people are on edge. So then everyone's a little more uptight and shit. And if you have guns, I guess you're more fucking trigger happy. But that's not the case here with a lot of these. They're just fucking nut jobs who shoot places up.
Yeah. Yeah. There's not a lot of details about the Kenosha one. There was an argument and there was shot fire. So clearly someone who's trigger happy and just ready to ruin his life and a lot of others, which is terrible and sad. The FedEx warehouser, apparently he had some ties to some white supremacist groups, which is always terrible. I mean,
and he worked there, right? He was an ex-employee. I mean, he was like 19. How fucked up?
Super young. I mean, that's the thing about getting on Facebook at a young age and things that we didn't really have, especially Facebook is now, where there's a lot of these groups on there that are proposing these terrible ideas, and as a young impressionable person you get it in your head and you get frustrated at work and you bring a gun and kill 8 people.
It's so polarizing and it's so brainwashing that when you're young, I guess it just gets you all the way. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't know any better. I mean, I don't know what kind of community he grew up with, but you can assume that maybe he didn't have the greatest people behind him supporting him in the appropriate ways. I mean, that's just very classic in these cases where these people come from really sad backgrounds and have probably exhibited signs of negative behavior for a long time. But I don't know. I mean, what do you think there is to really be done about this? I can tell you one thing that shouldn't be done, and that's what Texas is trying to make into law. Did you see about that story at all?
Preach it.
So essentially, Texas is trying to make it so you don't even need a permit to open carry. You can just have your pistol right on your hip. Mind you, this isn't like assault rifles, this is just pistols, but I'm pretty sure Texas is trying to go back to the Wild West. Like, this is insanity, if you ask
You
me.
know who else is doing that? Tennessee. Tennessee
really?
passed a certain level of the state Congress here a
Yeah.
couple of weeks ago, so they kind of had a leg up, maybe. And it's nuts, man. It's one now. Why right now? There's so much other shit going on that you should be focusing your attention on, like, I don't know, a global pandemic. Maybe dedicate some time to that. You know, let's not say, "Oh shit, we got to pass this gun thing while we can." What?
It seems
It's scary.
It's a gross misuse of time on one level. It's scary on another. I mean, could you imagine going out to a bar and just seeing some guy holstered up?
Apparently, there's a guy I work with who has a gun. He was the one who told me about it, and he thinks it's asinine, which is good that a gun owner thinks that. And he said apparently the rule, I guess, here is you can't you can't be carrying a weapon if you've had alcohol.
Seems like a
you
good
can't
idea.
be drinking with a gun, but nevertheless, like you're going to go into the bar with the gun if you have it. If you're allowed to bring a gun into a bar, you're not going to sit there and order fucking cheese curds and an iced tea and just sit there. You're going to fucking drink. Someone's going to rub you the wrong way for a very dumb reason, and someone's going to die because of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And there's less ways to track these people because at least before you had to get a permit for it. So there's a little bit more information out there on you. So it's easier to see who's doing these things. And ideally,
I would say, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, just ideally track these gun nuts out there because I think they're obviously a major source of problems in the America we live in today.
I would say they're doing the exact opposite thing than what makes sense. You should make it harder to get a gun. And I don't know, why does anyone need to conceal a gun? You know what I mean? If you have a gun as a private citizen, just a regular citizen, why you need to conceal a gun when you're going somewhere? If you don't feel safe, to the point where you're like, I got to hide my gun on me, I'm going to fucking Home Depot, wherever it is, don't go there. Fucking get delivery.
Yeah, no, it's quite something. I mean, I don't understand ever needing to bring a gun anywhere unless you're like planning on going hunting or in your own house just to protect your family. Outside of that, when do you ever need to bring a gun anywhere? The shooting range? Sure, but there's no reason
to where the sole purpose is to have a gun, shooting range, hunting.
Yeah.
Whatever. I still think you should just hunt with an arrow. Like back in the day. I think hunting's kind of BS nowadays, anyways. But that's a story for another day.
Yeah, we can get over anti-hunting stuff later. But it's scary. I mean, Texas is always doing shit like that. And, you know, the big reason why is another story I have on here. The whole GOP Republican Party, their new belief is really just own the libs.
Oh dear, you're being owned.
They're really owning themselves in a lot of time. I mean, there's an old story from years ago. Some college Republicans, they dressed up in diapers to try and like make fun of the liberals because they're being crybabies, which ended up with Jem just having photos of them sitting on their college campus in diapers, which is pretty much a good cell phone there. But yeah, the Trump America really just made it all about trying to own the libs and get these sort of laws passed. I mean, you have your classic argument of transgenders that the conservatives typically are on the wrong side of 100% of the time. And their own the libs on that is trust the science, because liberal people tend to believe in science because it's fact-based and checked and makes sense, at least if you have somewhat of a head. But, you know, the conservatives are going to take every chance they can. And at this point, they're not even really promoting what they believe in. They're just promoting anything that can piss off liberals, which is a great way to, one, form a massive party, and two, even be in government.
Well, that's what the media is, again, like about, right? These days, it's just about, one, it's so polarized, right? So that you just have to charge up a side, or say things that maybe if there are people on the fence, you're like, oh shit, these guys got them. They know what they're doing. I don't know. It's just be loud and be not obnoxious, but to a point obnoxious to the point where people have to listen to you. And while they're listening to you, some people might start understanding, quote, air quotes inserted, what you're saying. It's like the quick hits, right? Quick hits, people's attention spans nowadays. Quick hits, it just loud, obnoxious shit.
Oh yeah, big time. No one listens to any media story for more than 2 days, so it just has to be something big, something attack, and just like, unless it's like the biggest story like this Derek Chauvin trial. I mean, even that was forgotten about for months until we just reached this kind of apex today. And give it 2 or 3 days and we're going to be on to the next thing.
Yeah. Well, that's the sad part too, is that there's all this shit going on. But yeah, and that's the problem. There's no time to pause because everything keeps happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I, for one, definitely fall that category. I've probably read in terms of full articles, 5% maximum of articles I read. Do I read the whole thing? I love when articles have the bullets at top summarizing. I fucking love that. I read the bullets that summarize it. I go down to the ones I like, read like 2 more sentences, and I'm fucking done.
Yeah. Get in, get out.
Yeah.
And that's just, I don't think that's changing. That's the way media is going to be. People like us have to try and hold things accountable. I do think the Republican Party is broken beyond repair, and hopefully if they lose this next big election, either in 2022 when we have like Senate elections and things like that, and then following that in 2024 for the next presidential election, do you think Trump's going to run again?
I feel like right now, if it was this November, yes, I would say that. It's a little too far out. He's so unpredictable. I have no idea. I'll tell you, if it was this November or even next November, my answer would be yes.
Yeah, I think he will. I mean, I think at the very least he's going to play Kingmaker again, or attempt to, which is asinine that even after the Capitol riots and him pretty much telling people to go riot at the Capitol and cause a bunch of havoc and put people's lives into serious danger, he still has all this power in the party, and it's just absolute insanity. I mean,
it is. I guess he got them to where they are. I'm not saying that it's a desirable position, but the state of them is driven by what he's done over the past few years. So makes sense that he's still kind of calling the fucking shots, or at least a bigwig, which is fucking crazy, it's funny to think about.
It's funny that we now have people like George W. Bush, him being kind of like the voice of reason in the Republican Party, despite the fact that, I mean, he's essentially a warmonger who committed war crimes while during his time in office. And now he's like the guy that people look to as like, oh, look at this like nice little Republican. That's
the days of yore. The days of yore.
I mean, that's insanity that we've fallen that far. And now we're looking to George fucking Bush as like a good guy. That's so wrong.
It proves the point, though, just how crazy things are getting more and more, and it's exponential how divided things are. And again, I don't know what's going to stop it. I don't think it will stop. There needs to be massive overhaul of media and social media. I'm not saying that will happen. I'm not even necessarily saying that should happen. I'm just saying that's what it would probably take.
Social media is tough on candidates. I mean, it's all about getting a buzzword out there and getting some buzz going and being popular with people. And a lot of times it's easier to be popular with a crazy base of people and get your way in.
Absolutely.
And
get people riled up.
Yeah, I mean, you see that. And that's really the playbook that the Republicans have taken. And the Democrats, I don't think, were taking that until very, very well, not even that recent now, but with people like AOC and all those freshman senators that have a little bit more internet savvy behind them.
Right. And they're a little bit more extreme. A lot of them are more progressive, you know. It's a little more, just keep widening the gap.
I mean, the gap's crazy. Yeah. And I don't think that's getting any better. So we're, if anything, getting less done because we have more and more people in power that refuse to talk to the other half that's in power. Like, that's a good recipe to have nothing change. And
so then what you get, right, is these cycles where, like, right now you have one party in charge of both houses of Congress and the executive branch. And, you know, in theory, they can get a lot done. So they'll maybe crank out a lot of shit and get some stuff done. And then there's going to be a time a term or 2 or 3 from now when it's going to be the opposite. So they're going to undo half the shit that's done here, 2 steps back, 1 step forward. They're going to pass their shit, and then you're going to keep going. Another 2 steps back, 1 step forward. It's just fucking endless cycle. Progress is very slow right now.
Yeah,
real progress.
Yeah, I mean, the government it's hard. I mean,
it's hard. Yeah.
I haven't lived in the state of Illinois since 2012 as a legal resident there. I then, halfway through college was a Florida resident, got my driver's license, set up everything, voter registration. Like, I'm now in Florida. This is where I live. And then 5 years ago now, almost 6 years ago, I've been a Washington resident. So I haven't been a Florida resident in like roughly 10 years, or an Illinois resident in roughly 10 years. And they just asked me to go to jury duty last week.
You should go. You should go.
Yeah. So this is how the government this is how the government operates. And my parents get this big pink letter sent to them in mail, like, oh, like jury duty, da da da. It's like, I haven't lived here in so long. I don't know if I was ever registered to vote in Illinois just because it wasn't necessary when I was living there. I don't know how I'm even on their fucking payroll or whatever you want to call it. Still, it's absurd. I mean, government just moves slow. It always has, and it's only going to move slower. Right. This is a case where things probably move too fast, though, and that's the Aaron Donald story of last week. Did you hear about that at all?
I heard it was weird. It got weird for me. I
can spark notes Cliff, here real quick. So essentially, him and some buddies, they're out at a club. Allegedly, someone goes up to another party and steals a bottle. That person takes exception to it. That person gets punched out, and he thought it was Aaron Donald that did the punching. Everyone immediately finds out about this story, and it's like, fuck, Aaron Donald's is as good as like suspended, all this shit. And then video comes out, and it turns out Aaron Donald's did not punch this gentleman. And this gentleman, actually, Aaron Donald pulled the guy attacking this gentleman away from him. And now he's like issued like a big apology, like, yep, Aaron Donald didn't punch me. And the guy got wrecked in the face. I mean, if you look at him, like the post photos, you're like, yeah, I could see how you would think Aaron Donald punched you in the face because your face is pretty fucking broken. But nope, Aaron Donald didn't do it. Everyone jumped on him right away. And look, sometimes we need to take a second on these stories. And I think this story is a really good lesson of that. Because like what we've said about the media and just jumping on a story and trying to be the hot take and get that buzz going, you're going to have some of these where Aaron Donald did nothing wrong in this case. He was just a man out for a night on the town. One of his boys got into some trouble, but that has nothing to do with Aaron. Aaron was trying to be a pacifist in this situation, and still, even so, got roped into it to the point where a lot of people thought that he was a bad dude. And that's not a good thing that our media is doing to these people.
Do you think that was really a case of mistaken identity, or do you think it was a case of this guy trying to cash a quick paycheck?
I think this guy was trying to cash a quick paycheck. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Which is fucked up. And it might it probably would have worked if the video doesn't come out.
Of course. That's the cost of being a celebrity these days. You got to be extra cautious.
Yeah.
Extra cautious.
But Aaron Donald gets new life. And everyone's made the wiser, I think, a little bit. I hope that people just take an extra time to read stories and understand them and allow the process to play out a little bit more than being just hot takey. But that's probably not going to happen either.
It's good. It's good for my conscience knowing Aaron Donald is still a good guy. I have that. He just fits. He seems like a great guy.
Yeah.
I'm happy that image hasn't been rattled. He broke it up. He pulled this guy away. He did a good thing.
No, he was trying to save this guy's life, if anything.
He did.
He did. Did you see? Now what do you got? What do you got?
Well, I was going to pivot. I was going to pivot sort of hard to just some. We got off hot. I was going to come in with a little housekeeping. We've got new mics. You could, if you're watching the video, you can see dangling just like a schlong ready to attack Matt from with the high ground. That's a good clip for you. Dear God. we got some new mics. Matt bought us both mics. Shout out to him. I had to buy my own air cover, whatever you call these. What do you call these? Air buffers? Air buffers. They're pretty fucking sweet. Hopefully you guys notice the difference. I'm excited about it. It looks clunky as shit in front of my monitor, but it's exciting. It's exciting. We're moving up. We also got a new logo.
Yeah.
Our first draft of a new logo. Check it out. It's pretty fucking cool.
It's on
Tuesdays
Instagram
are a wild
now.
day. Tuesdays are a wild day. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on Tuesdays, but it's exciting stuff. So I'm happy. We haven't even talked about it that much, you and I. So I just wanted to tell you, it's cool shit.
Yeah. Well, I have someone working on some design for us. I can't take any credit for it other than putting them up to the task.
One of our employees.
Right. Intern.
Yeah, intern. Yes, let's keep it real.
Social media intern.
Yes, and it's a trial basis.
Right. Yeah, we're making sure that it's working out. And so far it has. We're going to make a couple edits on the design. I did post that on all of our socials, Twitter, Instagram. You can check it out there. It's going to get cleaned up a little bit because, like you said, some of the stuff, especially on a smaller, when you're just looking at, yeah.
But it's a draft. It's a work in progress. See, submit some tips. What do you guys want to see? Other than the video, the image, your image should be you and that microphone.
Yeah,
you going to town on that microphone. That's what we need. Me should be me pouring the glass of wine last week's episode at the worst possible time.
Yeah, I still love that photo I have of you when we were in Nashville together, where you were just like making a ridiculous face. That's what your photo is on there. And
it's a good photo. I do that face all the time.
Yeah, it's your O face, as they say.
That's probably similar.
Well, to kind of segue on the O face thing, TikTok is got some problems a little bit coming up. There's some people on TikTok calling 424 Rape Day, which, why does the internet have to do these terrible things? You said it last week. TikTok is fun. You can spend hours on it. And then people just have to go and ruin it by, like, I don't know. Are they going to TikTok themselves raping people? Because that's a bad idea for so many different reasons.
Oh, yeah. My girlfriend did tell me about this, too. She's also a TikToker. She doesn't post videos. She just, we're audience members. Mm-hmm. We're in the stands. And it's so fucking weird. Like, one, what do you think you're going to do? Like, you think you're going to get away with this? I said, one, like, obviously at a minimum, they should be banned. But more than that, obviously there's not enough manpower resources. They should be, like, investigated. Who the fuck is doing this? Who's saying, if someone's dumb enough to say something like this, they're probably dumb enough to think about following through.
Yeah.
And we were talking, what's a dangerous cat subgroup of people to watch out for? It's around graduation time, end of the school year, fraternities, sororities, maybe, right? Stay on your fucking toes, ladies. Stay on your toes.
Yeah. I mean, get yourself some protection. I mean, I don't like.
What a weird thing to say. Like, I'm not going out today because it's fucking rape. I don't even feel comfortable saying my windows open. I'm not.
Jesus Christ. No, it's. I can't even believe that this is somewhat real. Any TikTok.
I haven't seen any of the videos. Have you seen any videos like referencing this or people talking about it, or have they all been taken down? I wonder.
I think to my knowledge,
it's hard to monitor it.
Yeah, anyone who tags National Rape Day has been taken down to my knowledge based on some of these things I've read. I've not seen any of the videos. I've seen some of the responses about it.
And it's hard. They're so clever, you can't say, I don't know, whatever it is, you can't say it. And they'll just come up with a, phonetic thing that sounds like it, or an initial or some stupid code, 4.24 NRD. Who knows, It's hard. I guess it's hard.
I guess it's kind of like this weird QAnon-esque thing where people were like, it all started when people saying, oh, April 24th is going to be like a purge day. Like the government's going to come out with it out of the blue. Like that would ever happen.
So that's like a thing. Someone probably had a legitimate conspiracy for really, air quotes, really that's how sound reasons, right?
Yeah.
And people then, their first reaction, oh, sweet, purge day. I know what I'm doing. what? And they're going with it, acting on that's probably for at least several people their legitimate mindset, the process that they went to get here.
That's their first thought.
Fucked up. But I mean, people are out there. Good. Tell us. I want all of them to tell us who they are. They should all be published. Everyone that did that should be publicly called out, and we should have a list of all of them.
Yeah.
And there should be like a pre-sex offender registry, and they should all be put on that pre-sex offender registry. Like, you're probably going to do something. Watch out for this guy.
I want you on the case.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
That was maybe your best one.
Thank you. I'm working on the soundboard here, trying to improve it and make more sense from what we're going on. I thought I had a good start today.
Timing was hot too. Yeah, it has.
Yeah. But yeah, do not do anything stupid on 424. I don't think any of our listeners will. I think we have a really good, solid base of smart, informed people that wouldn't do anything like this. But
plus, we have a rather small base right now, so we probably know everybody. So I'm comfortable vouching for all these people.
Yes, I vouch for our listeners.
Yeah, I do too.
Do you think there's more Rabba fans or Matt Pax?
Matt Pax is cooler than Rabba fans, for one. Let me just say that. So you're kind of shortchanging me to begin with. You're handcuffing me from the start. I don't know.
Come up with a better name for your fans.
BertsBoys.
BertsBoys is pretty good.
That took me no time.
I will. I'll come up with a poll on Twitter, see if we get anyone responding.
Nice. Or just the show. The option 3. I hate you both. I just like the show.
Yep. Also fair. Fair. Did you watch this Jake Paul fight? I watched it full.
Clip. Did you pay for it?
No, God, no.
But someone else paid for it. Wink, wink.
Nope.
Wink, winky, wink.
There's ways on the internet.
That's what I was trying to get at, you dummy. I was trying to help you out.
Well, I didn't use that. I had a buddy that paid for it. That's right.
Now we've come full circle.
That was brutal on my part.
Yeah. He got knocked out. What round was the knockout?
First round knockout.
How many minutes in?
Oh God, like 3 or 4 minutes. I mean, it was close to the end of the round. I mean, he didn't I guess Paul, I don't know. I'm not a big MMA fan or a fight fan. I like these weird random celebrity fights because they're just kind of absurd and it's fun to watch. Just two people who aren't great at fighting, but definitely have a little bit of skill in it. I mean, Paul Askren's supposed to be a legit fighter. I mean, he almost won. He won a couple titles in MMA, just not UFC,
not
UFC.
Okay,
not UFC. I think Bellator and some other thing called One that I've never heard of before. It was mentioned about him.
So this was. I'm asking some clarifying questions for myself. This was just a boxing match, right?
Right.
Just boxing. And I guess Jake Paul, has he lost yet?
Nope. He beat Nate Robinson. He beat some other YouTuber. Nate Robinson was a joke. God, that he did not take it seriously.
Never had a chance, man.
Did you see some of the weigh-in shots of Paul Askren?
No.
Let me just tell you, he's looking like a thick boy. Of those. Yeah,
I'm going now.
It did not appear that he took it overwhelmingly seriously. And that's his own fault because he gets embarrassed by someone who's...
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What a beefarino.
He's not looking... It's not even like his arms... it's not even like he's one of those guys that's like a heavyweight and just a little chubby, but you can tell that his arm... he's got a lot of muscle underneath there. No, he's just looking kind of like... He's got a dad bod. A big time dad bod.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Favorite boxer of all time, maybe? Butterbean. You know Butterbean?
Oh, yeah.
He reminds me of a
legend.
This guy's a Butterbean in the making.
Yeah.
If he dedicates himself, he could become a Butterbean.
Yeah, but at least with Butterbean, I mean, that guy could throw some fucking shots in his heyday.
I love big boxers because he's athletic. No one can deny the guy was an athlete. No one that is moderately successful in professional boxing or fighting in general is not an athlete.
Yeah, I would argue that you could argue that about Ben Askren, the way he got his ass pretty much handed to him. I watched the fight. He did not look particularly quick. He got maybe one solid strike in on Jake Paul, and Jake got a really, really good hook in on him, knocked him down. He stood up, was wobbly as hell. The ref called it then and there. I think some people were upset about the early call, but if you watch him get up, I mean, he's
bro.
not
He got
with
hit
it.
right in the head, man. Just the head shit, especially nowadays. You got to be careful with that stuff.
Yeah.
There was no
And
way he was going to come back from that.
I mean, this isn't like a legit title fight either. This is, a fun thing on the internet. Let's not have someone ruin their life over it.
That was my next question. What was this? It's not a league. It's not any organization. It's just like a charity event. I don't even know what you'd call it. Private event.
Yeah, private event, I think would be a good way of putting it. I mean, obviously they had a pay-per-view. This website or app, Thriller, which essentially was made first back when TikTok looked like it was on the ropes, so to speak, because of the China stuff. Yeah.
Boxing.
And so Thriller was trying to be like a TikTok disruptor, and it didn't. Like TikTok ended up fine. It's still very much in the popular culture now, and Thriller's not that big, so they kind of have transitioned to doing random shit like this. I mean, some of the production on it, I mean, Justin Bieber performed. That was pretty crazy. I guess some people were upset about, like, I mean, this was not a show for kids. I mean, you have Snoop Dogg and Butthole Eyes on there, Pete, whatever the hell his name is.
I was gonna say, who the fuck is that? Pete Davidson. Yeah,
Pete Davidson. Yeah, Butthole Eyes on there smoking weed, and I guess Paul Askren afterwards was like upset about that. And it's like, he's like, this is not like good for kids. Like, if I would have known this, like I would have come out. Like, bro, it's fucking boxing. I don't think you should have kids watching this. This is a pay-per-view.
He got his paycheck, so it wasn't on like ESPN or any major platform.
No. Very.
The amount of money that goes into fighting is insane. The money that's just thrown around, the production stuff, the fucking advertising or whatever you want to call it, marketing, the drum up to it all. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. And nowadays, not everyone's paying per the view. How do they get the money still for this? It's nuts.
I guess enough people pay for it. I mean,
they do. Yeah.
The Askren guy made over $500,000 just for this.
Did he?
Yeah, it was
just for showing up.
Pretty much the most money he's ever made in his career.
So that's why he did it. That's why he just got fat as fuck before it.
It's kind of, I mean, you would hope you would have a little bit of self-respect to really take this seriously, especially because you're fighting Jake Paul, a guy that a lot of people really fucking hate. He's done a lot of shitty things. He's kind of a dick. I mean, he's got this persona about him. And I mean, obviously that's kind of the right persona. It's kind of like taking things, like he's the villain. He's the internet villain, and it's going to be polarizing. You're going to have a lot of people hating you, but that's going to get a lot there and it's obviously worked for him.
Some people kill it as the villain. Yeah, he's a good one.
He's a good villain.
He's a good one. Was there like surely there was a bonus for the victor here, right? You'd think he'd try a little harder to get some of that. It's pretty weird.
Just didn't care.
Again, with these things, private fight, whatever, maybe he just threw it. I mean, he got knocked the fuck out. Like, it's a shitty way of throwing a fight.
Yeah,
exactly. I think he just didn't try very hard.
Yeah, I think he made
for it.
He made a calculated error on that one, and just didn't. I mean, he's like he said afterwards, like, I'm gonna go home on Monday, take my kids to school, all this, whatever. But it's kind of sad just to not give a fuck like that. I mean, personally, I just think, fuck off if you're gonna behave like that.
If you're gonna not care, you have one goal then. Don't get knocked out. Especially don't get knocked out by getting hit in your fucking brain. Protect the brain. That would be my number one goal.
Yeah.
And he fucking blew it. He screwed the pooch on that one.
Did a poor job of that. Another person who did a poor job. This is a crime, unfortunately, but I guess a couple neighbors, they got into an argument the day before, and this woman goes home after. It was like a block party. This guy was drunk there. He got kicked out. Next morning, this other woman comes out to find her tires slashed, and someone's finger was left behind.
My fingers hurt.
So the guy went to slash his neighbor's tire after a block party dispute.
Yes.
And chopped his finger off and left it.
Right. And then to make matters worse, the trail of blood ran back to his house.
Oh my God. That's too funny. That's funny. Like, I don't feel bad for him at all.
No.
That's like, don't you watch TV shows? What's like the first thing you put it on ice, man? Grab that finger, put it on ice.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta agree. There's only so much time before it's like a dead finger. Put that shit on ice. Dude. What are you doing?
was probably still drunk and made
You
a
got to
really poor
take the
choice.
penalty. Take the penalty for the slash tires. You get that finger back at all costs. You say, hey, this person was slashing tires. They asked me for a hand. They're trying to change a tire. This is how
Yeah.
you could spin it. Wouldn't work. Someone was trying to change all their tires, but they were drunk, and so was I, and they needed a hand, so I gave them my finger.
I gave him a finger.
But I need it back now.
Oh man, how dumb can you be? I would say Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is probably this level of dumb. If he got drunk and slashed some tires, he'd probably cut a finger. He signed pretty much an anti-riot bill, which pretty much gives a lot of power to police in essentially peaceful protests to pretty much just go hog wild and break them up, which is very American, very, very American. Florida, the place that you wanna live is going.
It's very bad timing too, right? Why would you do that now?
Because he's. You know why? We talked about it early.
Oh dear, you're being owned.
They're trying to own the libs. They're trying to own the libs.
The only legitimate, and it doesn't justify it, but the only possible cause that I could say that would make sense was the chaos in South Beach this year to effectively disperse those crowds that were out of control. It was nuts, just partying and more than partying, just, generally making chaos to disrupt that or break it up. Something like that. But I think that they have the abilities to probably do that without beefing up, what I'm assuming based on what I've just right now read, would probably be unnecessary force.
Yeah. It's a terrible law. It was
what's something nuts that sticks out about it. I said the word nuts a lot this episode.
God, I wish I had that. Sometime you feel like a nut drop last week that I just forced in here, and now I have a perfect time to put it. It's not on my fucking soundboard. One of the most nuts things about it is if someone's protesting in like a roadway, a highway, whatever, you as a driver have the right to essentially drive through them. That's pretty nuts in there. Their reasoning is like, if you're a worker and you're coming home at 5 o'clock, you just want to get home. You don't want to have to deal with this shit. So just keep on driving.
Just kill him. Just kill him. It's cool. We give you permission to kill him. I understand. Traffic's a bitch.
Yeah. Anyone who is arrested during a protest will be denied bail in their first court appearance. So that's good. That's working in the right direction.
That's too much, man. That's clearly just too much power. That is unnecessary. It doesn't. That's like an abuse of power. Like, talk about government. Like, I don't know, just taking too much. It's too much.
I mean, in an era when we're talking about defunding the police, rightfully so. I mean, we brought it up last week how we think, or at least I think, I don't want to speak for you too much, that average officers shouldn't have guns. They should just have tasers to avoid situations like we saw with some accidental shootings. It's going the exact opposite way, steering into the curve and giving law enforcement more power when they've already taken lots of advantage of it. I remember last year, there was like this 72-year-old protester who just got mowed down by the police officers, just trampled.
And that one, like the bail one, that's like not even about the protest. That's not even dispersing people from a protest. That's just saying, we hate you and we're going to keep you in jail for longer than you legally need to be.
I mean, you wonder why we have the highest prison populations per capita in raw numbers of pretty much anywhere that reports it. I mean, I'm sure
it's an insane margin, I imagine, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, it is. I mean, and it's stupid things like this. I mean, if anything, you want to go the exact opposite way with bail. Bail laws don't work at all for the most part. People who can't afford them just end up rotting in jail for crimes that they maybe didn't commit, or especially just super minor crimes like little drug offenses. And you're just sitting in jail for a week, losing your job potentially, things like that. If anything, you got to go the other way and get rid of the cash bail system. And, if you don't show up for your court date, you're going to be in a heap of trouble when they find you or whatever it is. But I think you just got to trust people a little bit. I mean, violent crimes, different sort of scenario
yeah,
here.
you got to have classes, right? It seems easy enough to kind of organize. Plus, it would make for a booming market for bounty hunters, which would be sweet.
Yeah.
I would dabble in some bounty hunting. If there's someone that like I know I could take, right? Like this guy's a bitch, like he's a little piece of shit. I'm gonna go bounty hunting this guy.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. Like some guy who I just know, like he's a fucking dweeb.
He's
I got
easy.
him.
I got
Yeah,
him.
I would bounty hunt that guy for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Florida moving backwards as always. Anything else rattling around in your head? What other stories do we got this week?
We got some stories. I did a good deed. I did a good deed the other day. It was an interesting one. My girlfriend was mad at me. I forget where I was, honestly, but then I made one more pit stop. Then I had to get gas. I think I got a car wash somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. Last stop, get gas, go home. And I think I went to the driving range. Anyways, fuck it.
All over the place. Great
at
story.
At the gas station. This gas station is it's a Weigel's. It's kind of like like a Wawa or a Sheetz or something like that, where they make sandwiches and shit too, and they have all that little food. So it's like a gas station. So this is like that, but nothing holds a candle to Wawa. Nothing will compete with Wawa. So it's a knockoff Wawa in my eyes. They all are. But I was there just getting gas, filled up the tank, getting ready to go. This guy comes up to me. And whenever someone comes up to you at the pump, you know what they're looking for. They're looking for money or whatever.
True.
So I'm ready for him to ask for money. And I never have cash, so it's my go-to answer because it's true. Oh, sorry, man, I don't have cash. I'm ready for it. And he starts talking, says his car broke down over there. No specifics. My car broke down over there. And I'm trying to cash my stimulus check. I just need a ride downtown. And I was like, I literally read the day before that more stimulus checks had recently been mailed out or whatever. So like maybe that one checks the box, maybe. But I was ready to say no. But I think it was for Friday actually. It's Friday afternoon. It's a beautiful day. I have nothing else to do. Let me entertain this guy. Let me ask some more probing questions. Like, okay, where's your car at? He's like, no, it's right up over there on the interstate. And it's right. This gas station is right up against the interstate. You can climb down a hill and get there. It's like, okay, maybe that one. I said, okay, where do you need to go? He still just says downtown. It's like, dude, I can't just take you downtown. You have to tell me where you're trying to go. Where you're trying to cash this check. And he tells me, oh, the Weigel's over on whatever street. So you're asking me to take you from a Weigel's to another Weigel's so you can cash your check? And he was like, yeah, man, we got to go over there. Or he's going to walk somewhere else that's right by it or something and cash it there. I was like, you know what? All right, fine. Let's do it. Hop in. He offered me $10, and I was like, don't even need it, man. Don't worry about it. Didn't take the $10. He gets in the car. And then he has a girlfriend, too, that he did not mention at first. She gets in the car. We're riding. We're riding, shooting the breeze, just small talk, having a little fun. My girlfriend calls me as soon as we get in the car. She's like, hey, I'm about to start dinner. I don't know what. When are you going to be back? It's like, I'll be back in like 20 minutes. I'm just dropping off my friends. And it's on speaker in the car. And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about, your friends? It's like, yeah, it's my new friends here. I'll drop them off. I'll be back soon. And so bottom line, I did drop them off. It was obviously very sketchy, but I felt good about it. They didn't steal anything. And they had the itch, though. They both had the crackhead itch where they're just kind of itching stuff on their body. So they definitely did some shit. They played me or whatever. I did see a car, the make and model that they mentioned, stuck on the interstate, but I don't think it was theirs. I think that's been there for a long time. My car was covered in dirt, so I had to get my car washed again. The guy's ass cheeks were just riddled with dirt. So when he got up from the seat, there was dirt everywhere. But I did it, and again, no, just a fabric. But I felt good. I felt good about it. I still feel good about it, and I did it. I don't know if I do it. Yeah, I wanted to see them. I was there again today. I did not see them there. I would have loved to have a chat with them about it today if they were trying to pull the same shit.
Well, I'm glad you did a nice little good deed.
I did.
It's a very weird good deed.
It was a weird one, but it was fun.
Was a good conversation in the car?
Yeah, it was nice. He's born and raised in Tennessee. He's got a cousin who opened a business in Tampa. I don't know what the business was. I asked. He didn't answer me. But it's doing real well. He's thinking about moving down there. He doesn't know. His grandma, this and that. We talked about... Oh, and the whole time my music was on, I refused to change the songs. 5 Meatloaf songs were on deck. So we were listening to, I think the first one was Bad Out of Hell, and then one other song came on because the songs were so fucking long. So we had
Jams.
Meatloaf casually blasted, and these 2 characters in my car. It was a fun time.
Well, I'm glad you're alive. Glad it didn't.
Yeah, me too.
Actually, I mean, as long as it all worked out, it seems like a good deed. I was in a similar situation a couple years ago where I asked, the probing questions are what's key here. Because this guy, I was pulling up to work early one morning, and this guy, we was right by a gas station. Guy runs down. He's like, "Hey, do you have any money? I just need to fill up my tank." And I was like, "Well, I don't have any cash. What's going on?" He's like, "Oh, well, I need to like go pick up my son. He's getting bailed out of jail. Like my car ran out of gas. It's just right up here." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I'll go up there to the pump with you and like get you some gas. Like I'll pump it in your car for you, but I'm not giving you money." He's like, "Oh no, like I just need cash." And I was like, "Well, no, I will go up to the gas station and pump gas with you, but I'm not just going to take out a 20 and hand you a 20 because you did this. Like, you don't need gas then because I'm giving you the solution you need. Like, I'll go right there in an open area where it's well lit and like, I'll be happy to give you your gas, but no, clearly you're full of shit."
Actually, a kid asked me this past week, just a kid in my complex. My girlfriend and I were walking to get the mail. This little kid comes up to us. "Hey, excuse me." "Yeah." He's a cute kid, whatever. "Do you have $10? I don't have any cash on me. What do you need it for?" "I just need $10. "No, I don't have cash." "Good try, though."
It's worth a try.
I told him it was a good try. I hope someone gave him $10. Kid's going to be a hell of a salesman one day.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah,
I respect the kid.
Someone's going to give him $10.
So how's, in other Tennessee news, how's softball going for you?
Softball's done. Season's over. Collapsed in the playoffs. Semifinals loss.
Semifinals. Wow, that's brutal.
Semifinals. We were on a 4-season, because it's seasonal, 4-season winning streak. Champions. Semifinal loss. Sloppy defense, man. Sloppy. The first inning, it's a single, the guy gets the second. The guy or girl gets the second. It's a double, they end up on third. An extra base every fucking play. It was excruciating. I was rock solid, though. I played for rock solid first base.
First baseman? Get all your scoops in and stuff?
Yeah, the guy, normally they'll platoon at third every other inning, but one of the guys, I guess, fucked up his shoulder, so he couldn't throw, so he had to platoon with me at first. He had a couple of pass balls there. And that killed me. That ate me right up. It was a disaster.
Well, especially at first base, there's a lot of situations where you're going to need to throw the ball pretty accurately and quickly to get it home, or like a bang play.
The hardest part with softball, co-ed softball too, any softball where it's social and just wreck, is finding out where do you put your bad players. Catcher is a big one. Catcher's a common one. We had so many plays at the plate that would have been bang, bang, probably some outs. The guy couldn't catch any of them.
Yeah.
He didn't catch a single one.
It's brutal. Yeah. It's such a risk putting that person at catcher.
Then the pitcher's got to go cover, but our pitcher's a big boy. He can sling it. He can put spin on that beauty and everything, and he knows where to put it. But he can't get there in time a lot of times. So it's brutal. We got spanked. We did some creative managing, though, which was I take at least some credit for. We were you're only allowed to score 6 runs in an inning.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a time limit. The games only go for an hour. However, if you start the inning and the home team is losing, they have a chance to play. So you can stretch
only
it
fair,
right? So we were down 9. We were down 9 with 10 minutes to play. We rattled off 3 runs, and we were down 3 with 1 minute left.
So you just get out.
We decided there's only 1 out. So I asked the umpires, like, "Hey, can we just forfeit these 2 outs if we want to?" He said, "Yeah, you can." So we had a good hitter up. I told him, swing for the fences, see if you could rip one real quick. If not, we just take the outs. And he said he wanted to start the inning off. The problem was we only scored 3 runs. We were till down 6, so they couldn't score any runs in the bottom inning. Otherwise, game's over. And then we could only tie and force extras. So we called it. We took the outs. They scored a run in the next inning.
Gee, I think that's great. Even that home run might take too long. You gotta It's good strategy.
We were creative. We tried. We gave it fucking everything. We just didn't have it. So it's devastating.
Well, there's
Shirt's
always
gone. Threw it out.
It's always
Shirt's
next
in the
year.
fucking trash.
It's always next year.
Next season. It's
Next
like
season.
1 month away. It's around the
nice.
corner.
Those right back to back. Boom. Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
I got to get in a softball league again. I got to do that. That's fun.
You do, man. They're a blast.
Well, there is good baseball, softball related news. I forgot how long this drop is, but we'll just talk through it. Just power through.
Do it.
Carlos Rodon, baby. A no. And Perez of the Cleveland baseball team is the biggest piece of shit that's ever walked this earth.
So I have 2 points on that. One, I feel like the White Sox have a lot of no-hitters and perfect games. They're always doing it, and they always get one every couple of years. They get one.
Yeah. I mean, they have 20 in their history. Giolito had one of last year.
Burley's done his thing.
He had the perfect game. He's had a no-hitter.
I feel like this, I know it's very harsh, but it's a disappointing outcome. It's a disappointing outcome. 1 out in the 9th, you hit a guy.
I know. It was
That's
brutal.
disappointing. I know he's got to be ecstatic, but he's also a little fucking crushed.
It was
2 outs away, you hit a guy on the foot.
The dude didn't move at all either. It was a slider in the dirt. It would have been, to be fair, tough to move out of the way, but he did not even give it a shot.
Is that the Perez guy?
Yeah.
I don't blame him. 1, I don't blame him. 2, it's hard to say when it's coming at you, that's going to hit my foot.
Yeah.
He could have easily moved into it if he moved his foot, you know?
Right.
It's hard. It was
hard. It sucked. Yeah. It was tough. At least he still finished with the no,
Yeah,
which is really,
that would have been, yeah.
I mean, it's really cool for Carlos. I mean, he's gone through shoulder surgery. He's the first pitcher in history to throw a no-hitter within 2 years of getting Tommy John. He's just been constantly hurt. He's always had great stuff. I mean, anytime he's had like a little run of health, it's been good and it's looked good. I mean, he just pitched today and looked really good throughout the game. It's just I had tears in my eyes at the end of that game for him. It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
You haven't been in attendance at a no-hitter, have you?
I've not. No.
Me neither. I would love that. 1, obviously, just to be part of it, and 2, just to be part of that pace of play. You know,
You've
got all day after. You still have so much free time after. It's a win-win-win.
It's a quick game there. Yeah, and it just has to be. But yeah, congrats to Carlos Rodon on his no-hitter. Anything else? You got a haircut, I hear?
I got a haircut.
Feeling good?
It's nice. I was actually really worried. They called me twice. Yeah, it was a Saturday morning haircut. I got a call Friday, late morning Friday. Hey, such and such, you want to get your haircuts with. It's actually not going to be in tomorrow. Do you mind going same time, 9:30 in the morning, with whoever?
Different person.
And I really just, I'm not that. This person, she gives me great haircuts, so I've really been happy with her. But I'm not usually that hell-bent on sticking with a bar, especially because I move so much, and then it takes time to find a place, and then you find a person. By that time, I'm fucking moving again. So I'm not so locked in. But she's been awesome. But I just really needed a haircut. So I said, okay, fine, switch me. So then they switched me again. They called me like 3 hours later and did the same thing. So now I'm going 9 o'clock with this guy who used to work up front. I didn't even know who this guy was. He used to work up front. So I'm probably one of his first professional haircuts.
Wow.
And I'm nervous. He took my hair. It's very apparent. It's not long. I do not have as much hair as probably the average person for my age, for sure. It took 1 hour to cut my hair.
Oh, boy.
He was taking his sweet back here, this neck, the fading, whatever he was doing is nothing drastic. He probably spent 25 minutes back here just doing shit. I was in disbelief. And when it first was done, I hated it. It looked bad. I had to shower it into its glory. Normally, when you get a haircut, you love it. It looks like the best it's going to look. This was the opposite. It looked like shit, but I showered it. And so my everyday hair, I actually am very satisfied with it. So
well, that's good.
A surprise ending. Yeah, so it was an emotional roller coaster. I came home pissed off. My girlfriend was like, "It doesn't look that bad. You know, it doesn't look that bad. Oh, that just brings you up here."
Yeah.
But it worked. It worked out, so I'm thrilled.
You're better off being told it looks like shit.
Yeah.
Chop the rest of it off. It looks
like shit. We need to let's fix it. We could fix it. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
And it was just a shower.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that it all worked out. I haven't gotten a haircut in a while. I'm letting it fly, baby. Like, this is about as long as my hair's been in years. Like,
wow, dude.
Yeah.
That's serious.
I'm letting it go. I want to see. I'm pretty close to being able to do a man bun, which is a terrible look, but
You want it. You know you want to do
I
it.
kind of want it.
Yeah, you do. You full want it. Don't lie.
I give full credit to a certain company that gives pills that provide hair growth. I don't want to. They could be a future advertiser, so I'm not going to give them free advertising. But there's a few companies out there.
Gotta earn it.
But if they reached out, I would certainly say yes because I am a customer and quite pleased with their work.
Wow. So what are you seeing? Steady or regrowth? You see it
I would say
the lines?
Like up here. I mean, like up here, you can see it on the video. I mean, it used to be a lot thinner, but now it looks like a full, like there's no thinness as much. I mean, I still got a massive forehead and that's just how I've always been, but it's...
Yeah, you got a massive forehead, yeah.
But it's thicker up there, and that's really what I was looking for. And
that's good. That's progress. Even holding the line is fine. You know?
Yeah.
I think if you're doing that and you just keep it at bay, you're good.
The only side effect I've had is that my penis doesn't work anymore. No, I'm kidding.
But that's fine because you have nice hair.
Yeah. No, apparently a lot of the same vitamins and stuff that help hair also help your nails. So my nails grow so fucking fast now. They are flying out of my fingers. It's like I feel like I have to cut them so frequently.
My nails grow fast too, but my hair is just kind of headed for the fucking hills.
Yeah. Well, I recommend giving, if you want to keep it, give it a shot. I mean, how's your mother's grandfather or your mother's dad, I should say, your grandfather?
He was a hair guy.
That's good. That's good. That's a good sign. Typically, they say it comes from the mother's side.
That's what they say, right? Yeah, I've heard that too. That's the wives' tale.
Yeah.
Maybe a good one, It's good. I've been in a pause here. I'm kind of in a holding pattern, so I'm satisfied for now.
Yeah. Well, good. We want you haired up because I don't think we're going to be very successful if you are a bald podcaster.
I trimmed my hair during our hiatus, a full-on trim. It was scary. It was disgusting. It was horrifying.
Like, oh God.
I looked like a skinhead, but also like a terrorist. It was weird. It was a weird cross. Like, how could you be both of those? I did it. I did it.
You've got the big beard and yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Anything else rattling up in the old noggin you got up there? I know you're impressed with my tank toppery.
You're impressed with your tank toppery.
I'm looking.
I just wanted to point out you're wearing. It's a cool tank top. I like the Bulls.
Oh yeah, the old school Bulls.
I do have that reminded me of. I have bought already and prepared a sick USA holidays outfit for this year.
Ooh, yes.
Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, Veterans Day, all the days, whatever all those days are, I'm ready for it. It's the same outfit every fucking time, but it's going to look great.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for you to rip that out.
Oh, I will. And we can post it because I think people need to see it. I'll be honest.
Yeah. Well, I've got one last topic that I want to bring up on our recording today. It is 420. And for the video connoisseurs out there, and maybe the audio will work out here, but toke up, baby. It's 420.
Give us your Elon Musk here. Give us your Elon Musk.
Oh yeah, baby. Nice.
Well done. I'll have a sip of my empty wine glass in solidarity.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I didn't notice the pouring today, so that was a benefit of the mics.
I did it once. I only did it once. But if you didn't hear it, hey, the microphones, those air buffers are the real fucking deal.
Or the real deal.
I hear the red specifically filters out the wine pouring.
Yes, that makes sense. Red on red.
Right. Cancel each other out.
All right. Well, good work today. I really liked our discussion on Derek Chauvin. Keep a good ear out for that.
Yeah, it was good.
We'll have promos coming out on YouTube, Instagram, all of those good things. Follow us at Another Week With. Anything you want to tell the listeners before we sign off here?
Matt's going to post that poll. Otherwise, it's been a great day, and we're making those fucking t-shirts. Buy those t-shirts, or have someone else make them. I don't care who makes them. Someone should make that t-shirt. It doesn't have to be us.
What was your thing?
Someone to make that t-shirt.
BertsBoys.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
BertsBoys
with a Z at the end, naturally,
yeah, because it's cool, swaggy. All right. Well, thank you so much for listening once again. This has been Another Week With. We'll talk to you next week.